take out Trainspotting. It's been a long time since I waited out for it. I actually saw it in the United States. I didn't see it in the United Kingdom, Wales, Scotland, England. I didn't see any of that. And I have to say I was quite surprised by it. I will say though, it's not quite as exciting as the first one, but it was pretty good on its own merits for a sequel that follows back 20 years later. The film takes a more contemplative tone as it focuses on Mark Renton's life as he kicks off the heroin habit and tries to start a new life. And you see Spud, and he's caught up on everything. And then you see Begbie just being a right old gasser, and he gets out of prison and sees his son going to university, but he wants him to get into the robbery lifestyle. And you see Sick Boy, who's trying to start up his own business with this prostitute that he got away from Bulgaria. And as a whole, Danny Boyle makes it seem like, hey, you could sympathise with these characters as long as you could. Everyone remembers the film, including the cult film back from 1996. It's a pretty good one. I didn't see it when it first came out because I was too young. It was an 18 certificate, obviously. But, many years later, I managed to see it uncut, without censorship, and it feels pretty good. I'm very glad to hear that it's an 18 certificate film that has done quite well at the box office over there. Because a lot of films are 18, with your 50 Shades of Greys, your Django Unchained, your Pulp Fictions, your Gone Girls. They don't really come by that quite often because most of them are now 15s nowadays. And the 18 is more or less because of the use of the word cunt. And a lot of drugs, but you see a lot more cocaine and heroin use that's going on in this film. But you don't want to hear about the film rating itself. You want to hear about the performances and the environment that it surrounds itself. The best thing about Trainspotting is the soundtrack with Underworld that you're going to be hearing in the background and Iggy Pop, but also some few other new songs as well that I'm not quite familiar with because I don't really listen to new music. I don't really know what happened to the music. Oh, now it's back over again. But the soundtrack is the best bit about it. But I will say the first film definitely bits up on that aspect. The ending was very exciting. I won't give anything away, but it does show the real nasty side of that fucking wanker, Begbie, Rob Cara, who I remember from the 51st State. And he's also in this other movie with Barney Thompson, which I thought was alright. Um, So, just as a whole, I thought it was pretty good, and I was very anticipated to see this film alongside Kingsman, Golden Circle, Get Out, and The Echo Experiment, and a few other films as well. But this was a very big tentpole film from what I can remember, because I remember seeing the trailer from last year, and I was so excited as they played Iggy Pop's Lost Life on that bloody Fraser trailer. And the whole choose life, choose a career, choose a job, choose a field, or a contract, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ian McGregor really rocks in this film, but I think Spud really sells it for me, just like he did in the first film. You'll have to see and find out. It comes on DVD on the 5th of June.